Hello guys, I'm Fizzy and welcome to Sochi Autodrom in Russia on this F1 2014 preview build. This is a track I've never ever driven at before, but watching today's F1 qualifying session in real life kind of tempted me to jump on and have a spin around this brand new circuit. So in this little video you will join me on board with McLaren of Kevin Magnussen, my favourite driver in F1 at the moment, as we take to the track in a qualifying session to test out the track, see how it looks, see how it feels, and I'll also give you my first impressions of that as well. As you saw, I have put a custom setup on the car for this session, so we'll see how well we can do against the AI. I'm of course running no assist as usual as well. We're currently starting our first lap of the session, coming around turn 1 now, even though it's basically a part of the long first straight, so it's not really a corner, but coming now into turn 2, which is essentially turn 1, braking just before the 100 meter board. It took me a while to figure out the braking point for that, but it's just before the 100 meter board, as I found out. And now through this extremely long turn 3, which just takes ages to get through. But it's quite easily flat, at least in this car, as we have Massa just chilling out in the apex there of turn 4, luckily not blocking us, so we carried decent speed through there. And now coming towards turn 5, which is another 90-degree corner. There's already been 3 out of 5 corners being 90-degree corners so far. As we now have yet another 2 cars just chilling out in the racetrack, luckily again just about not blocking us, but kind of putting us up a little bit as we run slightly wide through turn 7. And now turns 8 and 9, which remind me a little bit of the last couple of corners at Singapore, where you have a double apex but you miss the second one to run wide to carry the most speed. And you can see turn 10 there as well, another 90-degree corner, what a surprise. We're on the street track of course, we got DRS here, this is a back straight, the second longest straight. I think this is slightly shorter than the main straight, but it's still a long straight. And this is a tricky corner now, because you're actually braking while you're coming around the kink. And you can see we completely missed it on that attempt, braked a little bit too late, missed the apex, and this is another tricky corner, accelerating while turning through turn 14, and then we have this chicane, which is essentially another 2 90-degree corners, even though they're kind of taken in one sweeping motion, past the pit lane entrance here, and into the penultimate corner, which is another 90-degree corners. What a surprise once again, and guess what the last corner is? It's 90 degrees as well. So it's a classic street track layout really, this. And so far I haven't completely made my mind up yet as to whether I like it or not, but you can see there, P4 then after the first run, with 9 minutes left of the session. Hamilton the man to beat around here, just like in real life. So back out we go for the second run. Let's see if we can improve on our 41.7 on this run. Slightly wobbly out of the last corner, got a bit too hot on the curb there, but it didn't matter too much I think for the start of this lap. DRS line coming up, enabling DRS for the second half of this straight, coming towards turn 2, past this lovely massive building on the right side. And if I'm going to be honest, it's kind of the scenery around here that I'm most impressed with so far. It's got some great massive unique buildings. Obviously the track is built in the middle of the Olympic Park, which they used for the Winter Olympics earlier this year, so it's a great location, but the track layout so far is not that exciting, I have to say. I mean, it's kind of got an alright flow to it. You can drive around it and it feels alright to drive, but the big problem it has is that so many of the corners are very, very similar. Obviously you've already seen all the 90-degree corners on here, and the majority of the proper corners on this track seem to be like that, kind of mid-speed, 3rd or 4th gear, 90-ish degrees. And I know many people have compared it to Valencia in terms of the feel of the track and how it looks, and obviously that is a fair comparison considering they're both street tracks. At the moment I'm not quite sure whether I'd class it as better or worse than Valencia. I guess we kind of have to see how the first race goes around here, to see if it's possible to have good racing. Obviously it's got 2 really long straights, so the possibilities is there for you know, some overtaking, especially with DRS, but I fear most parts of the track won't have much action, because most of these 90-degree corners kind of have very short straights between them, so it might be hard to get proper runs on people to overtake through those sections. But I'd love to be proved wrong of course, and for us to have a brilliant debut race around here in F1 tomorrow. I certainly need to hope that overtaking will be possible, with Kevin Magnussen starting down in 11th due to his gearbox change penalty. So I'll be looking forward to see what he can do, and the race in general. Obviously it's always interesting to enter new tracks for the first time, even if they don't look particularly great. And while we're on the topic of the real race, why don't you leave me in the comments below your predictions for tomorrow's race result, the top 5 or the top 10, whatever you want. I'll go down there and leave mine as well, so we can see how all that compares. But yeah, back to the gameplay, and as you saw, we managed to improve on our second run our lap time by a couple of tenths, so we moved up to 2nd place. Still Hamilton sitting there ahead of us though. So on this final attempt, let's see if we can do something about that. I think I'll leave you that final lap without commentary, so you can enjoy it with just a pure gameplay to see how much, if any, I am able to improve the lap. So I hope you've enjoyed me babbling on a bit about the Russian track at Sochi here. Remember to subscribe to my channel for more F1 2014 gameplay in the future, and enjoy the hot lap.
Just 30 seconds left in the session. Pole position, fantastic drive, well done.